As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. It's including the ice wall and beyond. Let's go. The name is Law Nation. Got some things we're going to talk about. Cowboys pursue Hendon Hooker, plus draft philosophy and more. Q&A. Let's go. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up? What's good? Appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. I really appreciate you guys for being part of this episode. Now, here's the truth. The Dallas Cowboys been in a crunch as it relates to draft philosophy. One can argue BPA. Others can argue, let's not go BPA. Let's find a way to just draft for needs. And somebody can literally say it should be a mixture of both. You should be looking at this thing, saying to yourself, how can I get my best player available? And also, how can I draft team needs? And those been issues down the line. Now, Hendon Hooker is a situation whereas the Cowboys are pretty much looking to help this team out with a backup quarterback, right? Or to have a quarterback that they can groom under the starting quarterback to eventually be the starting quarterback. And those things, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. And I would tell you guys, for a long time, the Cowboys been in a pickle with that, right? We have not been a team that was able to have immediately a situation of what I can say the best way possible, to challenge the number one quarterback, right? There's been issues before this administration. There's been issues for a long time with the Cowboys of having that backup quarterback. And we're talking about quarterbacks at this point, right? Quarterbacks, you know. But I'm going to tell you guys that there should be nothing wrong with that. Here's the thing. Here's the 1,000 truth of it all, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's listening. The Dallas Cowboys should look at everything as if though, all right, we starting over 0-0. How can I have my best player available attitude? And if it's a quarterback, we draft that. If it's a running back, you draft that. If it's a center, for crying out loud, you go and grab that, right? But I'm going to tell you guys for this right here, the Dallas Cowboys in general, should be looking at this saying, I'm not going to laser in just on Hendon Hooker, right? I may like if in a situation, if this player drop, I may want to go after that player. If that player drop, I may want to go look at that player. You know, let me see all the quarterbacks at the top 10 situation. Of course, you have C.J. Stroud. Of course, you have Bryce Young. Of course, you have Will Levis, you know, Anthony Richardson, right? You got those boys, Jaron Hall, you know, and then Hendon Hooker. Of course, you got all of those guys. Jake Henner, Heaney. Yeah, I think that's how you say his name. Haney or Haynar. I believe that's how you say that, man. Stinson Bennett. You got all of those guys, so you should never paint yourself into a corner anyhow. Max Duggan. I heard people say, hey, Law, the Cowboys should go grab Max Duggan. He can probably do something down the line. Maybe not this year, but maybe it can be down the line for next season and the season beyond. Those are things that we can look at and we can all see with our eyes and say, all right, can we do those things, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? And then we can have Jerry Jones who say, hey.
I want me some glory hole.
But the reason why I pulled this up, shout out to 105.3 The Fan. They talked about this morning. And on top of that, this is under the hymns of the whole storyline with Mike Fisher, right? And everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac and Biggie, been talking about this whole topic line with C.J. Stroud, with the mindset that the Cowboys are intrigued with that particular quarterback. Yes. And Melvin, shout out to you. He says, don't need no more projects. Well, you're going to have projects. That's the draft. Anybody that's coming out of the 2023 draft, they are not a finished product. Anybody that come out of this draft, there's still going to be things that they're going to have to improve on, growing pains that they're going to have to know and learn, and that's just the reality of it. They're going to have to fall suit into a right system, a right organization in order to propel them. So everybody at this point is projects. There are people right now that was on a team for 2 years or 3 years that will be better than the number one draft pick in the National Football League this year. There are people that just that's how it goes, unfortunately. But neither here nor there. Let me play some of this audio for those who need to hear.
Hours ago, RJ Choppy, we were talking about Mike Fisher's report that the Dallas Cowboys were very intrigued by Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud. We then had Fish on to explain. He suggested, kind of made it known, that source did not come from within the walls in Frisco. It was another NFL source. But the immediate follow-up is, okay, why would they be looking at a quarterback who's probably going to go top 5? Are they just doing their due diligence, or is it a little bit more? And Fish left the interview suggesting that he thought it was a little bit more. That was yesterday. Well, later on in the day.
So he's a little bit more. All right. And we're going to break that down in a few seconds here. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Another report came out attaching the Cowboys to a collegiate quarterback.
And this one would make more sense, not from the player standpoint, but from like where they're drafting and his availability standpoint. C.J. Stroud's not going to be available when the Cowboys select. This guy would, but there was a report out there that said that Hendon Hooker has met extensively with the Raiders, the Panthers, the Giants, the Saints, and the Cowboys during the pre-draft process. He's recovered from an ACL injury that he had in November. So he should be ready to go by start of the year. But that raised eyebrows because this is much more likely of a person they would select if they were going that route than C.J. Stroud, because they can't get a C.J. Stroud unless something crazy happens and he pulls an Aaron Rodgers and plummets down the draft board.
Yeah.
This is a guy that if they took maybe they took him at 26, maybe they waited the second round, he's still there. Who knows? I have no idea where he's going to go. I mean, who knows?
Give us the update. Give us the rundown of your boy.
Look, he is super accurate. He Broad said, I think it was Broad said he throws the best deep, or was that you said he throws the best deep ball?
Was not me. He's good. Hendon Hooker's a good player.
I mean, 2 interceptions this year, 3 last year. Like, he doesn't turn the ball over. He can run.
That's Dak in a quarter.
Basically.
New Dak.
I mean, Dak throws 3 interceptions a game off his own players' hands.
All right, get it out of your system.
Well,
fellas.
Those aren't on him. Those aren't on him. So he's a really nice player. I mean, is his upside as good as Bryce Young? No. He's also like 25 years old, so by the end of his rookie contract, he'll be 30.
Oh, my.
Yeah, isn't this the same question y'all were asking at the end of last segment about a 61-year-old who's 4 years from retirement? Isn't that?
No doubt, no doubt. So, Hendon Hooker. All right. So, for those who follow the Tennessee Volunteers, I get it, right? The guy got a rocket for it all, right? And he can use those Tennessee legs to get out of the tight squeeze there. Now he is long in the tooth for college, right? He would be just right at the right age for NFL time frame, which will be right at 25. What was the last person we remember, like Chris Winkie, Brandon Whedon, or somebody like that, came into the league with a long tooth or what have you? And some of those things can be beneficial. Some of it can't be. It just depending on what strokes your ego as it relates to wanting a young quarterback. But I would tell you guys to look into this and say, all right, the Cowboys are in a quarterback controversy because they're looking to draft one. No, that would be a far of a reach. I would look at it like this. Look at it from the mindset to draft a quarterback every year. If you have any reservations with anything with your team, and if you're going with the philosophy of BPA, best player available, then lo and behold, if it's Hendon Hooker, then you go with that. Now, where to draft him, I think that you can really look at into the late thirds or fourth round. That's where he's going to fall at right there due to the ACL situation. Yeah, one can argue and say, well, Law, hold on. What if he is picked up before then? Well, you should trust your scouting department and your draft team to make sure that you have weapons upon weapons. And I'm with the philosophy is that you can sit back and wait just a little bit. This free agency, there will be a lot of fire sales, right? There will be a lot of things that can change the makeup of your team. I'm thinking right now of one team of already pulling the trigger, the Tennessee Titans. I think that that they released some guys already. Along with, here it is right here, news. Along with Taylor Lewan, the Tennessee Titans also released Robert Woods and the kicker, Randy Bullock. You know what I'm saying? So teams are already getting rid of players to solidify the cap relief situation. And this was the first straw to break these type of things. I'm going to ask you guys right now, is Robert Woods, because we know where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen, and I know he came back from an injury. He didn't look the same, going into a different system and philosophy. But I want to know from y'all right now, is Robert Woods better than James Washington, right? Is Robert Woods better than Noah Brown, right? So now we can start looking at those type of things, right? And Tyler Lewan, you know what I'm saying? See, that's all I want y'all to get to say is yes, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is say yes. Let me see. How you spell Lewan? Let me make sure I'm spelling his name right. Tyler Lewan, you know what I'm saying? Or is it Taylor? I'm saying Tyler, my bad. Y'all charge it to my head, not my heart. Taylor Lewan, you know what I'm saying? Lewan, let me see what he's got on his resume, by the way, because I know for sure he was battling through some injuries and things like that. But let me look at his past resume. Okay. All right, so even with Taylor Lewan, you know what I'm saying? Is he better than let's say, let me go slowly with this one. Is he better? Is he better than Josh Ball? You know what I mean? So now we can start looking at it from that aspect, right? How can I better my best? How can I bring forth people over here to help out my team in a long form fashion by going into the free agency, knowing that a player still getting his coins, right, from the previous team, even though he's cut, but you will bring in someone to help out. That's what I'm looking at. So, yeah, Uh, and Frederick says, yeah, and I like Taylor over Joshua Ball. So what I'm saying is that even if this team can get marginally better, then we better, right? 4 out of the 5 guys that played on the front 5 change out spots, change out positionings. I'm trying to look at what Greg Berry has said. Build around Michael Parsons, right? That was my morning video about my guy, Siki. I keep messing this man's name up. The Baylor tackle, defensive tackle from Baylor. The big boy, 6'4", 358 pounds. Well, he gonna go in anywhere between the first and the third round, maybe in the fourth, but that's his range for right now until the Cowboys or whoever find other guys that can help out this particular team. And trust me, Saki, yeah, this is better than Saki, is not the last line of defense. There are multiple weapons that you can look at. You can look at guys, like I say, just from you can look at Mozzie. You can look at Jervon Dexter. You can look at Byron Young. You got guys that you can look at. I'm looking at my list right here that you can start playing around and toying around with to help solidify your team. Build around Parsons is the easiest way. Looking at a linebacker that you can add or insert in from the interior, like a Tremont Edmonds, that would go far than what we had last season. Think about this. The Dallas Cowboys were 12-5 last season. We won one playoff game. One playoff game. How can we build upon that? But what's happening here with the Cowboys Nation is that we like to attack, and the attack will be on this team, on the individual players, and we are suffering from what they call this right here. Come on, y'all already know what we're suffering from.
Emotional damage.
Yes, they suffer from emotional damage. That's what it is. Y'all suffer from it, man, because this is the thing. When you tack on and you look at this team, the first thing people will say, hey, Law, they haven't done it in 30 years on the road, right? Or Law, they haven't done it technically in 28 years, right? Law, but they leave out Dave Campo, 5-11, 5-11. They absolutely leave out the fact that we had Jason Garrett for all of those years, for at least 9 to 12 years, we had Jason Garrett. And as much as I tell you guys the truth of the matter, a third of you guys will forever say, Law, those are just excuses, right? But it don't matter how many times we point out the obvious, like Captain Obvious. A lot of people will not want, or a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. Our best time and our best window to getting anything done was that small chance of when Bill Parcells was here. In his short stay, at least he got a team to the playoff. Twice in his short stay. It took forever and a day for the next administration to just get to the playoff. I digress. But when you look at the whole situation and we see things on how they are looking at right now, my philosophy would be draft the best player available. Christopher Blunt says people are tired of excuses from the Cowboys organization and the fan base. Those people are not real fans. Unfortunately, that's just what it is, Chris. Because when you are a fan of something, if that's the case in a scenario, the Jets should never be. There should be 0 fans in the stadium for the Jets. There should be 0 fans in the stadiums for the Bills. What are their excuses? There should be 0 fans in the stands for even Cincinnati, right? Because they have never lifted up their Lombardi trophy, and they come short every year. But the excuses and the things get magnified times doubles when it's the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately. Cowboys find our identity and build on that. That's from Coach Marv. Man, my goodness, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, my goodness, man. That let me play this right here. Oh, my goodness, man. Yes, indeed. Right. Woo. Yes, indeed. I thought Jerry's, it's just Charlie G. He says, I thought Jerry and team interested in drafting a TCU quarterback. Now it's the Tennessee quarterback. Why would you show your hand? You guys, and I hope that this is an educational lesson. At the end of the day, they should never show their hand. They may like Max Duggan. They may like the Tennessee quarterback. But just because you like something don't mean that you have to marry it. Some people look at even marriage. You don't marry somebody just because you love them. Marriage is a business at the end of the day. And when things falls in line, you may like someone, you may like a certain thing, but you don't have to marry it, right? So that's just how it goes. With that being said, so the Cowboys may put out fluff fillers. They may talk to the insiders to, hey, release this information, bring it back to us. Let's get a temperature check on these type of things. That's life. True believer. Law, have you addressed the new running back coach hire? No, I haven't. Did I? I might have. I haven't. And I'll get into more details of that. Right. Appreciate you for that, true believer. I think that happened while I was away. And marriage is a business. Yes, indeed. You know, I agree, Coach Marv. And I think Coach Mike McCarthy will give us that identity that we've been missing. We have been missing for a long time. Yes, I appreciate you, Jameson. Yes. It's bad, you know. You like Jared Hall also? Yes, CB for life. You know, here's how it goes. No one saw Tom Brady coming. And I'm not saying that any of these guys that's coming out of the draft in the 2023 will be Tom Brady. Just like no one saw him coming, no one knew that Aaron Rodgers would be here. We passed up on Aaron Rodgers, right? We had our quarterback already, Tony Romo. So when Aaron Rodgers was on the draft board, we were like, you know what? We don't need Aaron Rodgers, right? Hey, we passed up on quarterbacks. Don't mean that we didn't take a real good look at said quarterbacks, right? Also, we passed up on the guy that everybody liked. Lamar Jackson, we passed up on him, right? We already had a quarterback. So sometimes we drafted LVE over Lamar Jackson, right? So that's just how it is. Shout out to you, Gina. Thank you so much for your love. So that's just how the draft goes. It's a crap shot. It's what you can do with what your team is capable of drafting at that time. So it could be a situation just like that. Greg Berry says, yes, Rodgers sat far too long, right? But people already formalized their thoughts and their opinions of it, and bam, we passed up on even Russell Wilson, right? And not just us, multiple teams did. So that's just how it goes. So football, just because you draft a quarterback, don't mean that you go into the Super Bowl, by the way. Look, the Seattle Seahawks about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I don't think not one person would mention, man, give me Dak over Russell, right? Or let's go trade a first and a second for Russell. Wouldn't be one person that would argue that. Now people looking at Russell like, I wouldn't want Russell for this team now, right? Because of the way things change year to year. Year to year. That's just the reality of it. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, share this content if you can.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, but Hendon Hooker basically is like entering the end of his prime by the end of his rookie deal. But now for a quarterback, I mean,
Swanky.
Yeah, for a quarterback, you don't really care about that necessarily.
Yeah.
But no, like a really nice player and a really good passer. But where's it going to go? Like, will be here around in round 2? Will still be there? I doubt it. The teams don't wait on quarterbacks.
Bucky Brooks thinks he's the number 3 quarterback in the draft. Dane Brugler doesn't list him as a top 100 prospect.
Wow.
So we're kind of going back and forth.
I've never liked Dane anyway. So.
You never liked Dane. That's right. Go Vols.
Dane's better than Bucky.
So let's just say he's a second-round quarterback, Bobby.
Yes.
Any of your minor Dak alarms going off then?
No. So here's the way
I love how unfazed you are. By any anti-Dak thing.
No,
it's so funny. You just made up your mind.
What
Nothing could. Can I finish my statement?
You can't finish.
You interrupted the question you asked me, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying the issue is that you take more notice of this type of report, I think, if this is the beginning of April or something like that. I believe it was February 1st was the first day that you could start calling senior prospects. So Hendon Hooker has been allowed to take phone calls for 3 weeks. He met with every single team at the Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl rules relaxed after COVID and said you're allowed to meet with every team. In fact, they want every player to meet with every team. That way you don't have to, the meetings don't matter nearly as much at Senior Bowl anymore. Everybody talks to everybody. The Cowboys are generally one of the first teams in the NFL to send out their psych eval. And so that's a Jessica McClanahan who works in the personnel department doing administrative stuff. She will contact players and then send them just, a questionnaire that helps them understand personality and things like that. So he would have probably gotten that earlier than he would from other teams because the Cowboys do that early. And then the phone calls have started in the last 3 weeks. So if the Cowboys had him on one of their ones or if his agent was contacted, I'd especially think the Cowboys would be interested in contacting his agent and communicating with him and figuring out where's he at with the knee, how's the surgery, everything like that. And so I think it's interesting to note, and Hendon Hooker is definitely somebody that if he was there in the second round, I think they would have some interest in. I just think that I'm more interested if I hear in April after 3 months that he's like, I got a 30 with them. They talked to me at my pro day. They took me out to dinner after my pro day. Like those are the times where it's like, okay, alarm bell's going off. This is a guy they're targeting. Now I just think it's early in the process, and Dallas has just been, one of the 6 teams that did it earlier than anybody else.
If they drafted him in the second round, you would say what?
It's a good pick.
Would that be a?
Why would that be a good pick? Now I'll cross-examine.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys, when we look at this, and I always look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen, always better your best. Look for options that I'm looking at this particular draft. We talked about Ezekiel Elliott, right? We talked about Bijan Robinson. We talked about Gibbs. We talked about Sean Tucker. We talked about Zach Evans, Zach Charbonnet. We talked about more and more guys. A-Chain. Oh, my gosh. I was looking at A-Chain and my guy, Cavante Turpin, on the same side. Ooh. Just speed, fast, quick. Even if you put Gibbs in there, Jahmyr Gibbs, if you put Gibbs and even Cavante Turpin on the same side, and do one of those not crazy end arounds or what have you. Just send these guys, send Gibbs on the wheel and send my guy Cavante Turpin on a seam route. Man, my goodness. Yes, indeed. My goodness, that would be crazy good. That would be flat out awesome. But the Cowboys, now that we got somebody, y'all can't hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can hear myself pretty good. Let me know if someone else, can y'all hear me? Or is it just their audio? Let me know. Man, we go crazy. Loud and clear. Okay, we can hear you. Oh, it's compared to the clip because I got an amplifier on the clip. So the amplifier on the clip is the reason why the clip is sounding louder than me. But that's just how it goes. I don't want to. Gibbs is nasty. Yeah. So I got an amplifier on the clip. That's why the clip is louder, Yeah. Y'all turn your volumes up because I got a bar register here, and I don't want to go too far beyond that register. It would call chipping for 100. You know what I mean? But that's just what it is. Turn your volume up, and everything else will work its way out for you all. But neither here nor there. I tell you what, we're going to make this show a whole lot smaller than normal shows, okay? We're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines, if that okay, and then we'll bounce off from there.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super
You are the
thug
only
my
participant in
way
your
on this
conference.
side. Keep it super
The
thug
recording
my
has
way
started.
on this side.
Please note that your storage is almost
Mobbing with
full.
my brothers, there's no
Please
question,
log
keep
in,
it real.
delete recordings, or
Whether we
purchase
coasting
more
or
storage
in
from
the
your account.
hills. In the poppin'
This
straps
session
of
is no
blue
longer
faces,
being
not the
recorded.
pills. Heard you
All
callin' bluffs, I
participants
show
are
'em,
muted.
period, it's for real. Son of God, not a son of sin.
All right.
Keep it off the books and keep it coming in. It's the OFC what I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone, hit my
The phone line for your mind is wide open. Voice your thoughts, your opinion. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. And all right, audio check. It should be good. It should be good. All right. BPA. That's what I would look. Best player available, baby. All right, I got Aaron. You're live for the 562. Talk to me, man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
What's the deal, baby? How you doing today?
Oh, man, well, man, I can't complain.
All right, second thing I see you. Well, I just hopped onto your channel. Like, what was the subject for today?
Oh, man, draft philosophy, man. And, of course, do you bring in a quarterback every year? That type of talk. That's what we're talking about now.
Yes, you always bring in a quarterback every year because you never know what you're going to get.
No doubt.
Draft philosophy, either shore up that offensive line or go defense, bro. Because you can always bring in a veteran wide receiver to offset CeeDee Lamb or throw him in that slot. But defense.
Yeah.
Either go offensive line in that first round like we did with Tyler Smith, and look how he turned out.
Yeah. I mean,
we can shore up.
Yeah. Tyler Smith did everything that you wanted from, especially a first-round draft pick. Never fussed about anything. Played guard, also played tackle. And his numbers are right up there with Orlando Brown. His numbers are really up there. Yeah.
So I strongly believe that we should draft either another corner or just somebody on defense.
No doubt.
Preferably the corner, because you got Daron Blaine that's going to play the slot, hopefully. So if you can have somebody to replace Kelvin Joseph and Anthony Brown, that's somebody somewhat decent, like better than both of them,
right?
That defense is going to be solid.
Exactly what I'm looking for, fam. What other thoughts you have before I let you roll?
Do you re-sign Malik Hooker?
All right, so he got one more year before his contract is over. You re-sign him now?
So I say re-sign him. And then, so, like, if you re-sign him and Donovan Wilson, what do you do with J. Ron Curtis?
You see,
Do you keep him?
see Hooker, I like their deals already. Hooker and Curtis are both on their final contract already. So you don't even have to touch those boys. You will have to figure out Donovan Wilson, though, of what he's looking for.
I'm sorry. I would let J. Lou go.
Oh, J. Lou? Yeah, you could save about $5 to $6 million if you just cut him.
Yeah, so he's gone. And Anthony Brown is gone.
Yep.
I would. And I'll re-sign LVE.
Okay.
I heard you guys on the final word last night. I would definitely try to bring in Daron Payne.
Okay.
For sure up that middle. And then just go focus on the corners.
Yeah, I mean, you focus on the defensive backs or corners in general, then everything else will work its way out. I think that you just got to figure out to pay Diggs early. Go ahead and pay him, and that will solidify that side. And then work. Cowboys need to work on things, and I like the way Boss Cowboy Sports broke it down. Whereas we don't build, we replace, and that should be that should be an issue with this team. We replace pretty good, but we need to start building too, though.
So now, my question is, do you think Diggs and Michael Parsons going to be one of the highest paid players on that defense? Or, like, just in general, for the time being?
For in general, yeah, that will be the situation. But Parsons is still too soon. Right now, it's the Diggs factor. You go ahead and solidify his contract, and then everything else will funnel right on in. But what you have to do with Parsons is what makes an outside linebacker who's playing at edge better. Oh, interior, right? And on top of that, cover corner. Those are the two things that you will have to do in order to make Parsons even better. So that will be the first thing that I would do. Solidify my outside corner Diggs, right? And find interior help for him, and it will make Parsons better.
Gotcha. I got one more thing.
Talk to
Tony
me.
Pollard with a broken fibula. What do you do with that? Do you think he's going to be the same Tony Pollard, or should we just look for another TP in the draft?
I mean, at this point, you will still have to look into the draft and see if you can get a Gibbs or see if you can get Spears or someone who's similar to TP and work out a contract. The thing was the Cowboys should have already solidified TP's contract last year in 2021 after they'd seen what he was able to do. But, you know, they played with the money and of course, they're going to have to take a risk with this Tony Pollard now. Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate you, Aaron.
Oh, indeed, man.
No doubt, man. Good call from Aaron, man, from the 562. I got a super chat here. It says Dallas better go all in this year, restructure deals, and buy the players they need. If not, the window closed after this year. Parsons create super teams, you know. That is true, right? Damn, that's true right there. I don't think that the Cowboys will go all in. They believe in their philosophy, and when you have a philosophy, you're going to stick to it. Let me see right here. Matt, appreciate you so much for your love. I hope all is well with you. I did see your message yesterday. You said you was battling from some injuries or illness. Prayers out to you and as well as your family. But Matt says here, we have the money. Front office doesn't spend the money. Redo a few deals, free up $50 million to go after Payne, get a wide receiver like Gibbs to Law. Yeah, go get a wide receiver. I'm already looking at wide receivers that's released. For those who just not tuning in, Robert Woods now out there on the streets. I got to say, is Robert Woods better than what we had out of James Washington? Is Robert Woods, can he bring what we look for in our third wide receiver? Can we look at these type of things and say, all right, Robert Woods, Let's bring him in for a cup of coffee. Yeah, so there are things that we have to look at. And let me see how old Robert is. All right, and he was a second-round draft pick, 6 foot. Okay, yeah, he had a shell of a season last year, but I'm looking at how to improve this team in every single level. Yeah, that's just what it is. Just keep Ty. Trying to get Woods is from Sean D. Well, we'll find out. Payne might be tagged. If Payne, the craziest thing about Payne, if he get tagged, let me see. If Payne get tagged, it's the same amount of money that they would have to pay for the market value anyway. It would be wiser for the Washington team to give Payne a long-term contract because it's going to take too much of their money to tag him, right? Because his tag price is right at $19 to $20 million. That's right at his market value. Yeah. Matt with another super chat. I'm great, feeling better. Thanks for all of the love, guys. DC for life, Law. I appreciate you for that, man. I always be thinking about y'all. I always be thinking about you. All right, let's get over to the next caller. And we rolling today. Baby, Darrell from the 904, you live.
Hey, how's it going there, Law?
Yeah, man, all is well. Can't complain.
Yeah, I know it, man. It's just, I'm watching this thing, and then I was like, man, I'm trying to figure out, we do need a backup.
Right.
And I keep looking at that quarterback from Tennessee. Yeah, he's solid, and I like his skill set. He's still raw, even though he's 25, 26.
Yeah.
Is it 25?
He's 25.
Yeah, so because it was just like when Winky came in the league, he was like 27 or 28 years old, and he came in there and did his thing. But I already knew about Winky's status because he used to play baseball back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's that was the upside with him because he played in the with the Yankees at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're gonna because I was looking at this mock draft and they're still thinking that we probably should get a running back and just drop Zeke. But I don't think we should drop Zeke right at this moment. I think just wait until around the June 1st to do that, or he restructured his contract. Now,
right.
If we tag Pollard, which I think they probably will, but they'll still get him time until July 15th to do a deal. So it's not really the end of the world if you get tagged.
It's not.
Give him some more time.
The only thing I would say, Darryl, is with the tag, if you can't come up with a deal, then at this point, see what you can salvage with it, right? I just think that you can get more with the money that you can go out there and grab. Like, for example, we shouldn't have played Dalton Schultz with that tag with $11 million or 10.9.
I agree with that.
Right.
I definitely agree with that because he should have just went on here and they just signed him for like a 4-year deal like they did Jarwin, but I know that didn't pan out because of his injury.
Right.
That kind of like knocked him out the box. So,
right.
And, that's like a catch-22 on that. But, yeah, they should have never did Dalton like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! And then then the new deal don't kick in until next season, in 24.
Yeah.
And then that's when the NFL will go ahead and give all the teams their bonuses. So then the salary cap will be probably another 18% higher.
Right.
So
right.
So then that's when they could be able to get more deals and players will get paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that Diggs thing, he'll be the next in line. So we should be putting him on the list, and then we try to get ready for that humongous deal that we're going to be setting for Parsons.
Right. The Parsons situation. We don't know, man.
He's more like a utility because he's just an athlete.
He's an athlete. Yeah. You can play some mean ball with him too. You got him strapped with 5 years, regardless. Right. But if you wait till the 5th year, then of course That means that you have your reservations. I would jump in front of Parsons, and at the end of next season, you can do that with Parsons. Remember, you can start extending after the third year.
I agree with that because I want to go in here and just go ahead and set the bar. Say, look, Parsons is going to put on the table for you right here. It's waiting for you. All you got to do is get there and sign it, and then we'll go forward, and then we move forward from there. But now we had to try to address this cornerback positions. Because, we don't know who's going to be on the opposite side of Diggs.
No doubt.
I like Bland's skill set because I think he should be able to be the starter. I think because of his size and the way he plays the slot, they're going to try to keep him in the slot.
No doubt.
And I think they need to get Nashawn Wright a little more experience because he got the length and the speed, and he can be able to stick with those wide receivers.
Well, it's do or die. It's do or die for Nashawn. It's do or die now for Kelvin Joseph. If they haven't made anything during this offseason.
He lost his mojo a long time ago.
Yeah, but Darryl, look, no one cares about that, right? The results are what we're looking for. And at the end of the day, if those boys can't turn heads during this offseason, then what are we doing here, right? They're going to have to figure out something.
Yeah, because it kind of say, oh, I made this mistake by drafting him, even though he had a good upside, but it's just like, with off the field troubles and stuff like that, probably got to him, and that's what kind of led to what's really going on with him.
No doubt.
Then the injuries also too. So there's a lot of stuff that come into play with that.
No doubt. I appreciate you for calling in, Darryl. Yes, indeed, man. Good point. Great logics, too. And I thank you, fam.
Hey, no problem. DC for life, baby.
All day, man. To that point there, we don't have any reservations now on Bland. Bland came in and did this thing. And we still waiting on Kelvin Joseph and Nashawn. Shout out to Nashawn, but we are waiting on those boys to show us something, and we haven't seen it. All right, I got my guy, Jake the Great, man. You're live from the 561.
Yo, Law, what's going on with you, man? We got breaking news, Law. Breaking news.
What is it?
Man, it just ends out of the Straight Bull Jive Network. The Dallas Cowboys are intrigued by quarterback Patrick Mahomes. More breaking news at 6. Back to you, Law.
Sacrifice.
Don't give up and fight, baby.
Everything gonna be all right.
Hey, on every Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys as the community went at that with the energy y'all went at. Because, man, we tired of the clickbait, man.
Right.
We want the real uncut. We want the people that's the grassroots. We want the people that's at camp that say, hey, man, James Washington ain't it. We don't want none of that flawed stuff, man. So I'm happy y'all went at it. Outstanding show. The final word was amazing. I enjoyed everything about it.
Yeah.
Now let's go into this draft thing. What do you think it will cost to get Deron Payne out of Washington? Like, what do you think? What would think we would have to give him to come over here?
You're going to have to give him his market value or more. He's looking for like anywhere between 19 to 20 million APY, and that's the price of doing business. You're going to have to pony up. We haven't had anybody to give us 10 to 11 sacks from the interior in a long time. The last guy to do that was Jason Hatchard. So let's figure out a way to solidify that, because now you have your boys on the outside to eat, like the D-Laws in as well as Parsons.
All right. Now, do you think, my second point, and I'm going to let you go because I could just imagine you lying probably longer than Shaq feed, man.
It is.
But, do you think LVE has done enough to gain a second contract? And if he has, what do you think his value is? And that's all I got. You can answer that once I hang up. How about them Cowboys?
How about them, baby? Appreciate you, Jake the Great. My thing is, here's the thing. Here's the thoughts on all of this. The whole notion that did LVE earn his second contract or third contract, whatever contract it is for him now? Yes, it is. It's a real good thing for him to look back at it and say, all right, these are the coins that I want. Now, you can want a lot of things, but are the Cowboys willing to pay him? Now, I don't want the Cowboys looking into this thing and say, all right, they're going to give him Jalen Smith contract. Y'all remember that $60 million contract? So I don't think that the Cowboys would do that. No. But I think that there's a market out there for LVE, and I think that the Jones family should sit back and look at that market, and whatever he's asking for, if they don't want to pay that, then allow him to test the market, right? And if he tests the market and no one biting, then you pay him what you are willing to pay him. But I don't think that you should stretch out and give this man an unbelievable contract. I don't think that you should do that, in my opinion. And I'm not throwing any shade or salt at Leighton Vander Esch. I just think that that's the reality of it. You drafted guys like Damone Clark, Jabril Cox, and whoever you may draft in this year's draft. You know, it could be a Jack Campbell. It could be a Drew Sanders. It could be, I don't know. But whoever you draft in, that will be the situation of making sure that you don't fall in love with players and give them that unbelievable type of contract. Now, I want to ask you guys for right now, because it seems as if though it's only my guy Burleson with the audio issue. If anyone else having issues with the audio, please let me know in the chat, because everyone else pretty much saying that they can hear me correctly. Sometimes you can maybe you have a shortage in your microphone, or maybe have a shortage in your speakers. But from what I'm seeing, everybody's saying I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said I'm good, baby. So I'm good. So I appreciate that. Let's go to the next caller. I appreciate y'all so much. We rolling today. We rolling. Matter of fact, I'm gonna lock it up.
The conference has been locked.
I'm gonna lock it up. Participation is really low today. Yeah, from the 202, you're live.
Hey, Law, this is Chris Blunt.
What's good with you, fam?
Hey, nothing much. I'm gonna say it like this: like, we do need another wide receiver, and I do think the guy you said got cut from Tennessee, he may be a good fit.
Robert Woods.
But we do need enough. Yeah, he'll be a good pick. Now, what I was saying earlier about the excuses part is more or less like, you know, as well as I know as a Cowboy fan, we had these expectations. Like they had these expectations for the longest. So they have expectations for the Cowboys. The fan base have expectations.
Right.
So when we all had all these expectations, and then we fall short, and then everybody want to point the finger, it seems the fan base, everybody comes, oh, well, you know, we don't have this, we don't have this, we don't have this, we don't have this, we don't have that. But then it seems like, you know, if Jerry and Steven sit in the office and hold each other's hands all day and play I declare war or some war, why they not, they know they ain't fixed nothing during the off season.
Right.
So why not fix it so these problems won't approach the next following season? Because it seems like if the problem's still there, the following, that season that just ended, and y'all know, well as I know, y'all didn't fix it in the off season, so why y'all didn't fix it?
Why you didn't fix it? Let me ask you this. What's your name? Chris? Chris, okay. Let me see, because I kind of remember when you said that. All right, so, Chris, here's my thoughts with this, and that's very, very valid points. We all have expectations, and although they are high, you know, the reality meets expectations each and every time. Like, when we got rid of Amari Cooper, and on top of that, Cedric Wilson, and didn't replace those guys, and we said, okay, Noah Brown can be that guy, and my guy, of course, Michael Gallup can come back and have an unbelievable year. Those were the expectations, but the reality of it is that those were 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, and passer rating when targeted 122. And that's what happened. We made it 12-5 and won a playoff game with what we had. But let me ask you this. Would it have been better? Would it have been easier if we had better weapons?
I don't think so. It would still be, if you had better weapons,
right?
I think the results would have been different.
So you're saying regardless, the results would be the same? let's say,
Y'all
for
can tell me the
example,
same.
let me go to the extreme. If we had Randy Moss in his prime as well as T.O. in his prime, right, would the results would still be the same?
Hell no.
So that's
no.
what I'm trying to get at.
Hell
See,
no.
the expectations,
Hell
but
no.
the expectations are the same.
I'm about to say he probably could throw it up to Randy Moss and he'll just catch it. He
Right.
don't have to look.
Right.
But look what we had some James. The wide receiver we had was James Washington. It's just like
Yeah.
you look at it, you look at videos of him on YouTube. Be like, all right, so what did he do when he was with Pittsburgh?
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, he didn't know with Pittsburgh, and y'all decided to get him. So y'all just he ain't do nothing in Pittsburgh. So we're gonna bring him in for a cup of coffee, some tea, and some dinner.
Right.
And we're gonna sign him. But he ain't do nothing in Pittsburgh. So it's like, let Amari Cooper go, let Cedric Wilson go, you bring in James Washington, then you expect Noah Brown to step up. And then Noah Brown went with the Cowboys for how long?
6
and
years.
He's still in the same position. And he been in the same position. He haven't stepped up yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, if Noah Brown ain't worked hard enough to become a number 2, what y'all still got him? Usually if they don't make it past like 4 or 5 years, he's gone. He with another uniform. And it's like, Noah Brown's still there.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup just got off an injury, so that might be a little. He's just coming off an injury. He didn't get his legs under him yet. So it's like, okay, but why not?
But Chris, you hear what I'm saying, that the expectations will always be the same, regardless of whether or not we have a Randy Moss or if we have a James Washington. You know what I'm saying? At wide receiver, the expectations still would be the same. It doesn't matter what we would do. We got to win the Super Bowl. You're not happy about last year, are you?
Hell no.
See,
hell no. I watched that game at work and I was disgusted.
Right. So
the whole thing of we punish the Buccaneers.
Right.
We get to San Fran and we only scored 12 points.
12 points, man.
Well, we couldn't get past 12 points.
So Chris, I feel what you said. So how do we get better for the 2023 then?
I think we need Zeke. I like Zeke, but I'm on the fences with him because it's like when Tony Pollard went down.
The conference has been unlocked.
So it's like when Tony went down, you would think that since Tony went down, we put it on Zeke. Zeke to man the game, so he's gonna carry the team. No, because it's like he didn't carry the team. He kind of fell off with the running game, and then with the wide receiver core, all we had was C.D. Lamb. So
right.
It's like it seemed like Michael Gallup, he's not dependable. We all know Noah Brown Noah Brown ain't dependable at all. So it's like we need another wide receiver. Even with T.Y. Hilton, even though we showed the video where he was running, and that could have hit him and it would have been a touchdown. He didn't. So it's like, we could keep T.Y. Hilton. You can keep Steve Lamb.
No doubt. I appreciate you what you said, Chris, man. I'm going to have to let you go, but, man, brilliant points, man. I feel what you said. We'll figure out what 2023 season will bring. Keep in mind when the draft here, man, the expectation will also be here too, even higher. But I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Yeah.
No problem.
That's Chris, man. And he was going over the expectations aspect of it. But what I'm saying is, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, the expectation will be the same. It's just what it is, regardless of the situation and scenario. Whether or not we have Joe Montana as quarterback, Dak Prescott as quarterback, or even we go back and bring back Roger Staubach, put him as his prime. You know what I'm saying? The expectations would be, hey, the Cowboys got to win the Super Bowl. Not just going to the Super Bowl or going to the NFC Championship game, because a third of you guys will still be like, hey, we didn't get it done. and one of the greatest coaches of all time for the Cowboys. Out of 30 years, only had 2 Super Bowls, and that's Tom Landry, right? And he was considered in most of the seasons that we didn't get it all the way done, plastic man, or hey, the team that can't get over the hump. So the expectation will always be the same, regardless. All right, we got some more people. Unlock the phone for you guys to jump on in. But from the 512, you're live. You're live.
Hey, brother, thank you for taking my call.
Anytime, bro.
I'm a long-time Cowboy fan calling from Austin. My problem with the Cowboys, it really ain't with the players per se at this point. It's with
I can't hear you. I couldn't hear you, man. Repeat this, por favor. Repeat that, please.
My problem with the it's not with the players per se, because I think my problem is with the ownership. You know, I've been watching the Cowboys for years, and they just been piddling along in this mediocrity because I think Jerry is comfortable at being cheap. He's just not really spending no money. I think he likes where he's at. I think he's like a NFL version of a hoarder. He just likes having us, but he's not using us properly. You know, he likes being where he's at. I don't think he's going to change anytime soon, and I think it's a shame, you know?
Well, here's how change works. Sometimes when people change, it's because they know that they got their back against the wall. They know that they can get fired. They know that next year they open their eyes up and they will be in a whole nother system or a whole nother city or a whole nother state. And the Jones family, by being and I hate to say this, mom and pops, there's no fire up under Stephen Jones. What at worst, what can happen to him? Words? Somebody can be angry and upset at Stephen Jones for not achieving as the player personnel president or what have you. So that's why you have levels of comfort, right, within the organization, because he's not at the mercy seat of anything, unfortunately.
You know, Law, I was wondering, we haven't drafted a quarterback since 1989. We haven't, you know, we lucked
in the first round. Yeah,
we lucked into Dak. You know, they didn't know what they had in Dak, and they had to rush him in there kind of, you know, prematurely a little bit. And I know we're talking about Hendon Hooker and stuff. How far is Hendon Hooker off from a Malik Cunningham? What do you think about him?
Cunningham, I saw a little bit of his tape, didn't dive into it all the way yet. I'm still in the infant stages of this draft class right now, so I'm not going to put any word on Cunningham yet. But for what I've seen in the Senior Bowl, he didn't look that great to me. But what's your thoughts since you brought him up to me?
I'm thinking either way, you're going to have to develop him. I'm thinking that Dak has shown that he's getting a little fragile these days. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking the same investment that you would put in Hooker, you can show this. You could do the same thing and get a Malik Cunningham. I think the skill set is similar, and I think somebody's going to stumble up on him. Why not us if he's off the board?
I mean, why not? What round though? You know, now that's opened up Pandora's box. From your assessment,
you probably can get this guy between the 3 and the 4. I mean, look how what they did with Dak. I mean, they stumbled on Dak.
Right.
You know, they could have did the same with a Kelly Mond if they wanted to. I mean, I just think that they need a skill set that's similar to Dak, just where the offense doesn't change much. You know, I think that Dak is what Dak is. I think he's at his ceiling. And you know, I don't have problems here and there with him. I think it's just a shame that we don't invest good commodity in the number round of the first round draft choice. We deserve it as Cowboy fans to, especially being in the state of Texas, to have a better quarterback play.
Yeah,
or have a competitive
situation. So, what is his ceiling, Dak Prescott? What will be the ceiling? Like the highest touchdown total that he ever had, or all what he did last year? You got to contextualize it that way.
I think as far as when I say ceiling goes, I think as far as his skill set. Mm-hmm. You know, I know now that he doesn't have the skill set of I see or Caleb Williams. Somebody could bring you back from behind with their sure will. He's not that type of quarterback.
You said Caleb
and
Williams?
I think he is a better quarterback when he's on the run than we allow him to play.
You said Caleb Williams, right? He's going to be coming out of the draft next year, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did they win the national championship last year?
No.
What was their reason? What were their excuses?
That they fell short. I think their defense was suspect all year. I'm not a USC fan, but I think their defense let them down more so than the offense didn't, do their part.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out, man. For like I say, man, Caleb Williams, I hear a lot of people saying that we should get him, bump all of the quarterbacks this year. But that means that we would have to suck this year, and I don't see that happening.
No, I don't agree with that one. I don't agree that we should do all that. I don't think he's in our reach. I don't think we'll ever be that way. We'll just have things that have to totally go awry for us to even get like that. I just think that Dak doesn't show those type of
attributes.
Those traits, and that's what I say. Different type of ceiling.
Yeah, but I appreciate you for calling in, man. I'll answer this one off air, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, yo.
I thank you for taking my phone call. Thank you.
Anytime, man. That's from the 512. Yeah, so good points, man. And shout out to my guy Eastside. He troll pay. Law would sell dreams all off season. Yeah, if Dr. Martin Luther King can sell dreams, then your boy Law Nation can sell dreams. And dreams are meant to be told, right? About things that happen and about things that you would like to foresee in the future. And it may not happen. Shoot, some of the dreams that not Malcolm X, but Dr. Martin Luther King said that he would like to see are still not manifested. You know what I'm saying? We are still working on some of those dreams, and he's been gone for a long time. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, when you think about all of this, I really appreciate y'all so much, man, real talk. When you think about all of this, man, some of our people are people like forefathers or what have you, or people that fought for a cause, no longer here, but their dreams are still being mentioned, right? Their thoughts, their desires are still being put out there in the atmosphere. And it hit me, Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King didn't see a day over 40. They both were gone at 39. But when you look back at how much of an impact they made to the world, you would think that they were well off in their 50s or 60s. Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X both perished at the tender age of 39. And every time I wake up and I think about it, I outlived both of those guys. And I haven't even had this much of an impact that they brought to this dimension. Ain't that crazy? But that's just how it is. But you can still have a dream. Verde says, regardless, it's Super Bowl or bust. Yearly. Go Cowboys. Shoot, Verde is right. Verde is right. It's extremely right. Super Bowl or bust. Matt says I want Big Mike to get his players and get his offense because we did the Jones boys for 10 years. The Jones boy way for 10 years. And not working, let's try something different. Yo, shoot, Matt, you're right. Boy, you're right with that. Let's try something different, man. Let me know if y'all got those notifications, and do me a huge favor. I went back and looked at multiple tapes, and we are not seeing the like button being pressed. So press that like button for your boy. Murray Long says, get Odell, draft the interior defensive lineman, and we're set for this team. Get that doggone interior guy. Odell Beckham as a third option or a third wide receiver will work wonders for us, man. I appreciate y'all for that. Philip. The 49ers are a terrible matchup for the Cowboys with Kellen Moore's system. They ran the same defense as the Broncos. Fangio, y'all remember Fangio, 6 or what have you. He can't beat that D yet. Vic Fangio, the dropping 6 DBs and things like that. All right, I got 100 grand Trey, and then I have Star, and then Queen. And so that'll be the next 4 that's up right now. For 100 grand with the plan, you're live, fam.
My God, what's the deal, bro?
It's your world.
Hold on. Don't say to me like that, yo.
Yeah. Hey, don't you know it's what you make it. You don't remember Tom Down? It's Tom Joyner morning show, you know?
I don't care. Don't say to me like that. I don't care. Those are the Tupac lyrics, my boy.
Well, pleasure and pain. We stuck in this game. Holler my name, we all gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I supposed to put pause in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
So we emasculating Law now like they did the other guy. I forgot his name. He's on front of all type of magazines and everything, emasculating him or what have you. The guy that plays in the next Creed movie. I forgot his name. It tipped my tongue. You know.
Can't think of his name.
He's swole now. He's swole.
Don't run up on him.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I got hit up with a 2x4. I forgot his name. He played in the Creed movie. He's the guy that He Who Remains. Y'all put his name in the chat because I'll be thinking about it. Not thinking about him, but I'll be thinking about Jonathan Majors. He's a Cowboy fan, by the way.
Hey, there you go.
Jonathan Majors,
we everywhere, man.
Man. Yeah. So ain't nobody gonna tell Jonathan Majors, hey dog, put that shirt on, dog. Take those boots off, man. Take those long 6-inch heels off. They put that man in some 6-inch heels and had his shirt off with a fluff jacket. You know,
they did that man wrong, man.
Emasculating.
I ain't doing it.
All right, man. All right.
Next topic before they come like a dodo, dog.
Yeah. They gonna come at me now. Law was kind of sweet singing to doggone 100 grand. He was singing lullabies to 100 grand. What's wrong with Law? Emasculating the laws over here.
Yo.
Oh my gosh,
man. But what it let me know when the Cowboys is really all in, man, is it like you said, they go out, they get the Ron Payne, they make some big moves, man.
Right?
Not going in and saying we got Michael from down the street. He the discount, you know what I mean? He the discount Payne, you know what I mean?
Right.
He big, and then the Law Nation film session.
Benito
he's the same
Jones.
size as the Ron Payne. Yeah, he's the same size. His dimensions is similar. Nah, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want. Okay, he got his dimensions is similar. You know what I mean? He got the Ron Payne traits, but you know he falls off here, and you know his motor range is not. No. We want that car off the lot. We don't want that nice shiny car, but the motor needs fixing and the tires.
Man, you see what happened is, you put a little starter fluid on the brakes, and that help the brakes stop from scuffing and stuff like that. Look, the Jones look, when you don't have that type of pressure, and you got a comfortable bed to go home to, you're not going to do that. So it's harder to me to see this Cowboys team go all in because he don't have that type of pressure. Who gonna fire Stephen Jones, man? Who gonna fire Jerry Jones?
And here's the thing, you dealing with pride. They not going to sit there and say, all right, Mike, man, what you want, Mike? What you need? Because then we're going to have another Jimmy Johnson situation where he's getting the credit and Jerry and Steven ain't getting the credit. They want to win their way so we can say, you know what? We fixed the cap. We good with the cap, and we won the Super Bowl. We did it our way. Yeah. So they're not going to stop until that happens, man. And I mean, but that's water under the bridge. We still got to make it happen. We still got to make it happen. And I want to see this offense, man. I think this offense is really going to do good. We got guys in the can that we ain't even see play yet, like Semi Pahoko. We ain't even see them, shine yet. So, I'm not going to give up on the team. We got the pieces. Just like Michael Parsons said, we are only a couple plays away from beating the 49ers.
Right.
I think if we didn't have Kevin Moore, we would have beat the 49ers, all them stop routes and all that. Come on, man. If the 49ers, listen, if the 49ers said, we know how to beat the Eagles, you know what I mean? What the Eagles do is they just jump on every route that they see and they chew them up. And the same thing with the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
That's how they beat them. You know what I'm saying? So if we know your tendencies and we know what you're going to do, and their coordinators didn't have the ability to change after they see that, right? And we had a coordinator that didn't have the ability to change. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If we can beat these guys, you know what I mean? I feel I'm optimistic. I'm not saying we're gonna go to the Super Bowl and all of that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we got the pieces and all this. Get rid of Dak. If you get a rookie guy in here, it's gonna go through growing pains and all this and that. Cowboys Nation ain't built for that. They want this. They want a quarterback to come right now. They want a quarterback to come right in and be like Superman. Superman ain't that quarterback, dog.
The only way, just to be 1,000 with everyone. I know you want 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? But to be 1,000 grand with everyone, the only way all of this could be circumvented if the contracts were not here, right? If the Dallas Cowboys didn't have that trade clause, no trade clause or what have you, on the contract of Dak Prescott, then I will be saying, okay, let me paint a picture of the Cowboys trading away Dak Prescott to the Jets for 2 first rounds, or to the Texans, or moving up with the pick, to get a C.J. Stroud, etc. But we don't have those abilities because of the no trade clause. And that's all I have to say with that. No,
but I mean, if you say, okay, Law, hypothetically, right? They bring Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. They bring Aaron Rodgers in here. And Aaron Rodgers' first bad game. Cowboys Nation not going to turn on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, they turned on him. Man,
come on, man. That's even real now.
His first bad game, you know what I'm saying? I believe that there will be like a version of a Law Nation somewhere down there on the field, running out there saying, give me that number 12. They would snatch number 12 off his back. You know what I mean? Because first and foremost, he would have to get permission to wear number 12. Can you imagine?
That's not happening.
Can you imagine that? So that's why I say it's a no-go with Aaron Rodgers, man.
But even if they was to give him another number, and the first bad game he has, the first interception he throws, right. Come on, man. If he has a season like he did in Green Bay this year, where they started off slow, Cowboys Nation wouldn't be crucifying that boy talking about just relax. We don't want to hear that. You better step this thing up. I'm being serious now. You better step this thing up. So they just want a different quarterback in here because they're looking at, okay, man, we tired of Dak, so just bring anybody in here. And as soon as they have a bad game, you're going to toss him out and bring somebody else in here.
That's the flow of the Cowboys.
No quarterback wins. Nobody wins every game. Even when Tom Brady won every game, what happened in the Super Bowl?
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying? And so it's like, come on, man, y'all need to cut it out, bro. It's other positions on this football team that y'all need to worry about besides the quarterback. Like you said, Kelvin Joseph need to be sitting on the couch with you. He don't even need to be on the team no more. I'm just keeping it real.
Well, we'll find out, man. 100 grand. I thank you so much, man. Hey, I haven't forgot about you though. Real talk, man. I know. And you know what I'm saying? You know, we ain't gonna say it's your world no more, man. But pleasure, pain. We stuck in this game. Holler my name, man. I appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, bro.
Yes, it did. 100 grand, man. All right, so now it's Trey, Star, and then Queen. Those are the next three. And then we're going to roll through this, man. After Trey, I'm going to lock the lines, okay? All right? Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3. We got Trey Day up in the house. What's good with you?
Everyone is doing.
Everyone is well. Talk to me.
Great. Okay, so 100 grand, what's up, dog? Yeah, on that part, I will agree with him on the fact that I don't care who you bring in here. Just like you said, Law, you can bring Aaron Rodgers in here. Let him make one mistake.
Oh, yeah.
They going to have something bad to say about him. Trust me. That's just Cowboys Nation. Like, Cowboys Nation want everybody on the team to be top-notch at all times. If you break a leg, go find another one, come back out there and do it again. That's just Cowboy Nation. Everybody got to realize that ain't how it flow. I guarantee you, this coach that we get now that's coming in, he's going to reconstruct this team. I feel it. I just know it because everybody knows that Kellen Moore was bipolar. How do you go and play a game like we played in okay, so let's go all the way back to last year when we first played Tampa Bay. You see how Dak played? Dak had 400 and some yards. This after his injury and everything. This is his first game back. And he clowned. You understand what I'm saying? So then the next game we play, it's all right or whatever, but it wasn't as explosive. So I'm not going to blame that on Dak doing that. That's coaching. Because if you coach well, you already know not to do that. You already know not to. And it seemed like Dak was trying to change up stuff that Kellen Moore had already had planned. He was trying to change it up, trying to make it better. And that's how he ended up with all the most stupid interceptions.
No doubt.
But I guarantee you it won't be that. It won't be like that this year. I just feel that. I think with this new guy, the players that we have, we got great guys, y'all. We didn't even get a chance to see half of these people play. Just like 100 grand just said, we didn't get to see Fiocco that much. We didn't get to see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Ferguson is a bomb. He a killer out there. You didn't see much of that.
Yeah.
You didn't see much of Hendon shot. Come on, we got the weapons.
Yes,
we
indeed.
Go out there and spend money on things that we
the
don't
levels
need.
of consistency is what we're looking for, and hopefully we don't have. Look, hopefully it will be a philosophy now, a game plan that week to week everything looks the same, right?
Yeah,
Everything
and that's all. And it needs to be consistency. You're right, but the thing of it is, I just want everybody to just chill out, y'all. Let's just rewind the clock. Let's see this year. Stop trying to get rid of Zeke and Pollard and rearrange this team. We're going to work with what we got. Yeah, we're going to go out there and do some drafting because that's what we do. We're going to draft. But we need to draft people that we actually need. Because do we really, really need a running back? I mean, not a running back, I'm sorry. Do we really, really need a wide receiver? Like, do we really, really need one? We really, really don't.
Technically, we don't. Technically, we don't because we drafted a wide receiver in the third round last year, Jalen Tolbert. But the problem is with this is we never got a chance to see him, right? And we drafted a wide receiver out of Simi Fehoko, right? And we never really got a chance to see him. So hopefully the Cowboys will figure out what's been going wrong with the wide receiver room or what have you, and see if those boys can earn their name. And I like what my guy Cavante Turpin said. They're gonna use me now, and that he was literally saying that, hey, I'm good, I'm that dude. So now we get a chance to at least see him. And
we know he's that dude. He showed us that he's that dude. And again, Kellen Moore didn't use the player. What about Jabril Cox? When TP went down, and you saw that Zeke was, struggling a little bit. Okay, did we not see Jabril and what's the other guy, Malik? Did we not see them carry that ball and bust through them holes and stuff?
Oh, okay. You talking about Malik Davis? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you talking about
Use
Jabril
what
Cox
we
on the
have.
defensive side? Yeah.
We got players.
No doubt. I appreciate you, Trey. I thank you so much for calling in. Great points. You got any other thing you want to say before I let you roll?
Yes, I do. And before I say, how about some Cowboys? Okay, is this a rumor or is this real about they holding up the Super Bowl because of what Patrick Mahomes did? And is this a rumor or what? What is this?
Oh, it could be a rumor. It just could be a rumor,
Okay.
And hopes from the Eagles fans. They're looking for anything they can grab hold to, so that could be just that right there.
Okay, well, anyway, how about them Cowboys? Have a great one, boo. Keep doing what you do.
I appreciate you, Trey. Look. Shoot, she on the money. I got a super chat, and it's from Matt Batten. I appreciate you so much. He says, AR, which is Aaron Rodgers, just lose in the playoffs to the Lions, and then, face palm. And the boys in the AR haven't won a Super Bowl since Big Mike coming up, guys. So, here's what I'm looking at it from here. At the last time Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl was when Big Mike was calling the plays. And I appreciate you, Matt. I thank you. And then you go again with another $5 super chat. And he says, AR didn't make the playoffs. Sorry. My bad. AR is washed now. You know what I mean? And it was a win if you win type of game. So all they had to do was beat the Detroit Lions, and they couldn't do that. And I'm quite sure he threw an INT in that game. But that's a story of another day. AR just had his worst season of his career. Who are we going to replace Dak with? ... Be waiting, guys. Yeah, we'll be waiting for it. But
the conference has been locked.
Everybody is now locked in. Let's go, baby. We got Stargazer from the 214.
Hey, what's up, Law? How you doing?
I'm doing well with pretty good information so far today. I'm doing well. Talk to me.
Yeah, so what I wanted to say earlier, I had tweeted, and I said, you know what? Because of all of this, I've been battling about Zeke and should we release him, should we not? And I said, at this point, I'm going to do like you and Boss do, and I'm going to say, you know what? If y'all want to release or y'all want to cut a player or y'all want to trade him, that's fine.
Right.
But please, at this point, start giving names and start and not just throwing out any name, a realistic name that you think we can get, and also who is going to replace the production of the said player that we trade or cut. Because I think that's our major, just like you say, Law, that's our major issue, is that we want to cut these players. We want to cut Amari Cooper, who you can say what you want, but I'll say Amari Cooper is probably top 5. You can't put him outside the top 10 in route running. And with his production last year, we didn't replace that. We tried to replace it with James Washington and Dennis Houston and a literal undrafted free agent who we literally cut like 2 weeks later. That's who we sent out week 1 versus Tampa. When I was rewatching film, I was like, who is that receiver up there? Oh, Dennis Houston, who we cut.
Right.
James Washington didn't even get on the field till after the middle of the season.
Yeah.
As soon as we threw him a target, he caught the ball and dropped it. We on the phone, oogling and ogling over Odell Beckham and taking him to Mavs game. So our issue is if you're going to, it's crazy, love. It's like my issue is if you're going to cut him or trade him or replace him, okay, that's fine, because I'm not putting any player above the team. But the thing is, can we bring in a player that is adequate enough to replace the production? And the issue is a lot of fans are always throwing out options that are unrealistic or throwing out options that it's like, is that guy going to replace this production? And they may think it is, but when you break down the stats and the numbers, that's not the case. And second, what I want to say about Hendon Hooker, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, when y'all was in the final word, I kind of got a little bit of my feelings because I said, "Ooh, it looks like they really drinking this Kool-Aid on Hendon Hooker." Like, yeah, we need to get Hendon. But I'm gonna be honest. I like Hendon Hooker too. My issue is that I see Hendon Hooker more of a starter. I think he would probably need to take a redshirt year, but because of like his skill set, how he was able to bring Tennessee back to relevancy. I think they had the number 16 in college football last year. I think that he is more of a starting caliber quarterback. So I don't even think that we're going to be able to get Hendon Hooker. I think he's going to go in the second round at least. Now, if he falls to us and say that we can get him, even in the second, at first I was against that, but I was like, you know what? For the value of player that he is, I think I'll be okay with it. But my only issue is that are we going to wait? Are we going to extend? My question is, are we going to extend Dak Prescott or not? Because you know how front office is law. They like to play these games. And so I'm like, are they going to literally wait till after the draft to see if they can get a Hendon Hooker or see if they can get, I don't know. I don't think you're going to get Anthony Richardson, but who else is a name that you could probably throw up? I don't think there's really any other, because I have Hendon Hooker number 4.
Number 4?
On my draft list, quarterback. I don't know where you have Hendon. How do you see Hendon? Law, do you see him that way, or do you see him like he's a career backup, or how do you view him?
Well, eventually I think that he will be a starter quarterback in the National Football League. 6'4", 220 pounds. They got a cannon for an arm, and accuracy is there. Completion percentage right at 68 to 69. And on top of that, if you look at what he did against Alabama, that will let you know right then and there. Like, shoot, Alabama, hey, that's a calling card right there. No, yeah. So, but you got like C.J. Stroud, he's gone. Bryce Young, he will be gone. Will Levis, he will be gone. Richardson, he will be gone. Jaron Hall, I think that he's just above Hendon Hooker in my opinion, but I'm still like in the infancy stages of it. I'm still in the young stages of this draft. I haven't got a chance to look at everyone. Like I mentioned before, they got a guy named Dorian Thompson Robertson out there. They got Chase Bryce. They got many of guys. Malik Cunningham, he's way down there on the list that I got to look at. Right. And of course, it depends on which system you fall to and how the front office will be willing to take time to develop you. But to your defense here with even Hendon Hooker, I lean on what Peyton Manning said. Peyton Manning literally said that, whoever draft Hendon Hooker, they're going to get lucky with him. He's no one to sneeze at. So I lean on. I know that he's taking care of his alarm, but he had no reason to lie.
Right, he had no reason to lie. I definitely think Hendon Hooker is a good prospect, and hey, I don't think we should pick him in the second. But if he fell to the end of the second and we picked him up, I'm okay with that. My only issue is if we sign Dak or extend Dak or restructure him before the draft, then I don't really care where you pick Hendon Hooker necessarily because I know they're not playing games. I know they're just trying to get the best value. Hendon Hooker is a great player, and that is a guy that you can develop. If Dak falls off, if Dak gets injured, that is a guy that you can use to step right on in and fill Dak's shoes. And say that Dak continues to progress, he continues to go, progress and shoot up. Like
and progressively shoot up. And you get what I said last night on the final word. I want a backup quarterback to marry my starting quarterback, meaning that I want similarities or mirror. That's a better word. Yes. Yeah, Cooper Rush will be good, but Cooper Rush, I believe, is more of a Kellen Moore system. That it could be that we will hear in the next few weeks that the Chargers are picking up free agent Cooper Rush because he's a free agent, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm with you with that online. A lot of people are saying they think Cooper Rush is probably now outpriced himself because he's going to try to probably get a little bit of more leverage. Maybe he can go be a bridge quarterback or something somewhere because he is 5-1
right
as a starter. So he does have that, and I think he can add into that. I'm also with you. That's why I wanted actually Will Greer over Super Rush in the off season, but Will Grier, he just couldn't produce anything in the off season. I know he had that groin injury, but still the accuracy wasn't there. There was a lot of issues, so that's why we ended up going with Cooper. But I'm all for let's get a quarterback that mirrors Dak Prescott's playing style. But yeah, I think that's the bulk of my points of what I wanted to say and throw out there. We just gotta, if we're gonna replace, if we're gonna get rid of Zeke. I'm at this point, I don't want to get rid of Zeke, and not because I'm a super fan. I just think that he can add to our team. Just like Trey said, it's like let's try to build on our team. Oh, I had one more thing, Law. I know I'm going kind of long, but I'll say one more thing.
You good?
I think because I was thinking the other day, because you know how Jerry came out, I think that was during the Senior Bowl, and he said, I kind of want to be in the middle. I don't want to be like the Bucs or the Rams or the Eagles this year where they just go out and they get all these free agents to push them to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I think I get what Jerry, I have a theory. I don't know. It could be wrong, but I'm like, maybe Jerry and Steven are so spoiled that, not spoiled, but
right.
This is just their thinking, that they want a dynasty, that when they win a Super Bowl, they want to be able to go right back, just like we did in the 90s. We won 92, 93, we missed 94, then we won in 95. Right. So I think that is a standard in the front office. I really do think like that is their standard. So they're like, this is why we want to stay in the middle. But my issue is, okay, we can stay in the middle, but we also have to be players in free agency, not just getting. And it's not like Will McClay isn't good, because he did get us a J-Ron Curse. He did get us a Malik Hooker for like $3 million. So it's not that we can't go and get those bargain guys, but we're saying just get us a couple of free agents, just a few pieces, one or two. Doesn't have to be too much, but just some guys that we can have that are solidified, that are proven in the NFL. Because the issue is, if you're just trying to replace or add to your roster with guys in the draft, it's putting too much pressure on our rookies to produce. Now, mind you, our rookies are producing. And you look at the Chiefs, and almost their entire secondary was rookies. So that's a plus if your rookies can produce. But you do want guys in place that's like, okay, if my rookie can't produce, I don't have a hole. Because if you look at an issue like Jalen Tolbert, Jerry said, we put so much stock on Jalen Tolbert.
He
they
did.
really thought, like, Jalen Tolbert's going to come in here, he's going to light it up. And he didn't even touch the field. And then we had a hole. And then now we're having to kiss Odell Beckham and beg him, please come to our team, because now we have a hole. So it's like we just want it to where there's no holes, that we have what we need with proven vets, not bargain of the basement.
No
anyway,
doubt.
That's all I had today, Law.
I appreciate you, and thank you for calling in. That's Stargazer. Y'all be sure to check her out, and especially what she do around for the Cowboys community. Stargazer from the 214. All right, Cowboy Nation. Here's my thoughts with what she said. And granted, the Cowboys, man, if you're going to build around the rookies, you got to have that coaching to elevate said rookie and to put rookies into the right spots and places. You can't have guys as friends out there on the field, and those are the realities of it. And I was looking back while she was talking at the free agent list. This is the free agent list for quarterbacks or what have you. Of course, Tom Brady, he's out for this list now, but you have Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Two Gloves are out there, and of course Jones and Case Keenum, Mason Rudolph, Jacoby Brissett, Geno Smith, and of course when we start talking about like Geno Smith type, that's $39 million, y'all. I don't think that the Cowboys will be willing to spend that amount of money for a Geno. So as guys, as we look at these type of things and we look at market value and things like that, it get difficult and more difficult as things go. But neither here nor there. Let me let the next caller in. Y'all already know she's our queen to be. From the 910 Queen, you're live.
Hey, Law.
You
Hey.
sure hell that note pretty long.
Yeah, I'm holding it. You know, I got your DM. I got your DM and I read it, and it was too much for me to really compute, on the fly. But I get with what you said with the dream, and as far as the retooling, the repurposing, I don't know. I don't know any site that you can use, outside of savevid.com. I can post you a link on how you can capture videos that I've had, but you're going to have some type of software to cut it up. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. No worries. No worries.
I just have a question. In reference to the Zeke and Tony Pollard situation, is there a way, or would it be feasible for us to take the money or some of the money to sign both Zeke and Pollard? Is there a way that could happen?
Well, Zeke, they want him to take a massive contract cut, right? So if he do that, then I guess you can have some type of concessions to say, hey, if you want to stay on this team, Zeke, we would put you right at $6 million, APY, whatever. I don't know what he's getting APY now, but it's going to be a massive because it's $16 million, right? So he's going to take a $10 million cut, and we're going to take that $10 million. And then we're going to split it, and we're going to give it to Tony Pollard and spread that out over Tony Pollard next 2 to 3 years. Normally, big egos step into the mix, and Rocky Arsenal, you know what I'm saying? That is Ezekiel Elliott's agent, is going to be like, not no, but tell the Jones family, hell no. You know what I mean? Because money is involved. A lot of times when you talk about the money and spreading it out, because the agent not just represent only Ezekiel Elliott, they represent a trough of other players. So normally they can't let a deal like that go.
Okay, so Nick, can I have one more question, please?
No, minute time, take your time.
If that's the case, then what do you see would be a feasible way to keep both of those boys, other than we don't want the tag, and we still want to keep that two-headed monster and be able to include Malik Davis as that three-headed monster. And then we really wouldn't have to worry about the linebacker room. But we, like you said in another video, we still do not know what we're going to get out of Tony Pollard either.
We don't. It's still
we might not get the old Tony Pollard back.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because people say bones heal, but that mind, we don't know. That mind can be something else. That mind can play tricks on you,
Yeah, because I think I told you one time it took me years for me to feel like I could walk in a high heel shoe again after I broke my ankle. It took years. And so I'm not saying, me and Tony, we're two different people, and he's in that environment where, they've got all the doctors for the mind and the body that can, do more for him than what me saying something would do. But I was just wondering if you, what would you see being a solution for the Tony Pollard and Zeke situation?
Gibbs, you draft the running backs or Bijan Robinson or Bijan Robinson, I meant to say, or you go into this drafting the young guy, and you can go to the free agency. Let me see if I got my list here for the running backs. Give me 1 second here. You bring in another guy that's a third of the cost or what have you. You got a Kareem Hunt. Let me see what his market value would be. Yeah, $7 million. So a Kareem Hunt right now, you can dial up a plan for him, a 2-year, $14 million deal. That's what, a little bit over $3 million of what you would pay for Tony Pollard, right? But now you spread that, now you splicing that because you can finesse a 2 to 3 year deal versus a $10 million cap hit like a franchise tag. So you bring in Kareem Hunt, and that will help out. Let me see who else on this list that I will bring in for a cup of coffee. Jamal Williams. He led the league, I believe, in touchdowns. I think he had over 17 touchdowns or something like that. $4.1 million, man. I think we can find that in the couch somewhere. You bring in Jamal Williams, to help out and to be that guy. They can be a back for you. So there's other ways that I think that this team can handle this issue, but they're going to have to be crafty enough to do such by mixing in the draft plus, free agency.
Free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can hang it up on that Bijan Robinson, in my opinion. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We can hang that up. I mean,
Right.
they done hyped him up too much, but I got other thoughts about that. I'm just going to wait until after the combine
Right. That
to, make my big opinion of the whole situation with this draft class to say what I think about it. But you know what I said about Bijan Robinson. But we'll see.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
No doubt. I appreciate you so much. That's a good call from Quinn.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. That's Quay. Oh, my gosh, man. Good call from him. I didn't mean to hang up on her too quickly. But, yeah, that's Queen for y'all who don't know. She's in the chat area under that name. If you want Lamar Jackson, how you going to pay for him, really? Yeah. Guys, make no sense, dudes. Yeah. I don't think – let me see how much Lamar Jackson would be. Let me just do this for kickers right quick. Let me see. And of course, anytime I look up these type of things, it's always been north of that, Lamar Jackson. Let me see if they got his market value. All right, boom. Oh, it's $40 million. Okay. And that's just what the market value is. Any player that I look at and any player that I've seen, they always grab a player north of the market value. So that's the floor right now. And it's already reported that Lamar Jackson is seeking literally Deshaun Watson money. So that's his floor right there, $40 million and 6-year, $244 million. He want all of that guaranteed. I think he won a $231 million guaranteed salary. Yeah, so he's looking at Kyler Murray's salary, $230, Josh Allen, $258, and of course we can see Pat Mahomes is right at $450. So Deshaun Watson sullied the waters for all these guys right here. And Kyler Murray, he's 24. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe. Well, he was 24 at the time of his contract. Hendon Hooker is the same age as Kyler Murray. Ain't that funny? He's coming out of the draft this year. So it's so many gray tapes and red areas with this. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, let me see even a Jimmy Garoppolo. Let me see what his market value is. $34 million. So y'all see how this goes now? And the value is not predicated upon how many wins and losses you have. They do this weird calculations based off of the stats, and then they mirror it based off the stats and the age of the quarterback. You see how they did this? Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins, and Ryan Tannehill, all of those boys are in the same age bracket plus stat accolades or what have you. So that's why you get that 34.9, and that's the floor. So it's going to be what it is. Yeah. So let's go with the next caller. I had my guy Riverside, man, but he left. John, what happened to you, man? All right, so we got the 469. What's on your mind?
What's good, Law Nation?
Nothing to it, Chief, man. Holler at me, man. Talk to me.
I got my big partner over here, Big Slime. He got some real deal spill he want to speak to you about.
Okay, you got to say that one more time. I lost you in translation there. Talk to me one more time about that.
I got my partner, Big Slime, over here. He got some real deal spill he want to speak to you about.
Oh, okay. Talk to me. Let him get the phone. Let him talk to me then.
What up, Law? Big fan.
What's good with you, fam? Talk to me, man.
I got a couple ideas to throw out there to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what you think about not re-signing Tony Pollard or franchise tagging him? Because that's almost a waste of money. Get rid of Zeke. And then what if the Raiders don't pick up Josh Jacobs? What you think about that?
Oh, let me. I just had my cheat notes over here. You said what about the Raiders not picking up Josh Jacobs? Let me see what his market value would be. I think they will, though. He was the heart and soul of that team over there. And let me see what Joshua Jacobs would be. And hold on. I'm on the wrong side over here. Boom. Let me hit this update button. Josh Jacobs. Come on, market value. Give me 1 second. I got to see what his market. I wasn't even thinking about him. So yeah, boom. So he's looking at $12.8 million. That's the market value. So that would be like a 4-year 51, and that would be the floor. That's where they're going to start at. So he's looking for anywhere between Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb's contract. So that's going to be the floor, 12.8. So if you cut Zeke and don't touch Tony, right?
Yeah.
Don't touch Tony, so you let Tony walk, and you pick up Josh Jacobs. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, right? I wouldn't do it. Because I'm looking at it like, hey, Josh Jacobs, yeah, he's nice or what have you. I can see the NFL right now. I think he got into some trouble with some DUIs or something like that. If that were to happen, if the Cowboys fool around and pick up Josh Jacobs, here's what's going to happen. Breaking news, the Cowboys, Josh Jacobs is now suspended for 6 games because of a DUI that he had a couple of years ago. I'm for real, man. So, yeah, Josh Jacobs is nice, but what have you. But, man, I would prefer to keep who we got over here. But y'all think I'm lying, though. Josh Jacobs was just in trouble last year. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is with that. And I would tell you that the Cowboys would be better served off by figuring out a long-term deal with Tony Pollard and then working out something else. Look, somebody said, yeah, Law, you're right. He did get in trouble, but we didn't even hear about it, right? He was arrested and everything, allegedly. You know what I mean?
Okay. Another question. What if you let Zeke and Pollard go? And then what do you think if we were to draft like a Jerick McKinnon, because he's a free agent, right, for probably veterans minimum because he didn't do too much, and then possibly picking up like a Jahmyr Gibbs or a top running back or like a Bijan if he's there.
I mean,
that would be a good 1-2 punch or.
That would be good. We don't have a blocker now. Gibbs, he's not the world best. He's not the best blocker in the world. And McKinnon, he's a willing blocker, but he's not the best blocker too. But you're talking about the kid that played for the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find him right quick in this beautiful system that I got over here with Spot Rack. Let me see if they talking about. They don't even have his market value, so I don't know what his market value would be. But I would tell you this, that the Cowboys, yeah, he's a 4-3 guy. He's 30 years of age. Jerick McKinnon, $1 million, $2 million? You can pick him up for bone cheap. So there'll be something willing if he's willing to come here. But I would, to me personally, I would not sleep on Malik Davis at this point. I would love to see Malik Davis in this system and in some capacity of another running back from the draft if we decide to move on from Zeke and as well as with Tony Pollard. But we have to go into our mindset knowing that our running back department will go from here to like somewhere down here, though. It get lower than what we were at before.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got two more questions.
No,
so,
talk to me, man. Go ahead.
Who would be your top wide receiver to help CeeDee Lamb out? Would you try and trade for D-Hop, or would you what you thinking about the wide receiver situation?
Well, my thing is with the wide receivers would be just this right here. The Cowboys, let me see if I can fix this up because I want to see who's out there on the market, though. Hold on for me. But D-Hop would be a guy that we know for sure he's better than what we had the previous year out of James Washington or whoever,
Oh, yeah.
So that's just the reality there. But to that degree, I'm looking at it like this, too. The Dallas Cowboys, they better do their homework in order to help out CeeDee Lamb. Because we can't be going into this offseason thinking that even Michael Gallup is the same Michael Gallup from last year or the year before that because of the type of injury he had. It was a lot of hot and cold. And forever and ever, he was always considered a number 3, right? So if I'm looking at it, the Cowboys better look at this and say, all right, if they're going to look at a veteran guy, let me see if I can do the update right quick. On the wide receivers, hold on, all teams, wide receivers. Come on, update over here. Yeah, here we go.
Do you
Robert
think
Woods.
D-Hop has too much of a similar play style as CD, though? Because they both like the slot, He's not a big, deep threat. You know what I mean?
Man, but D-Hop catches everything that's thrown in his proximity, right? He got a balcony. Some people have a window. He have a balcony for his vision and window catching, right, or window availability.
Yeah.
So D-Hop will make this team tremendously better at wide receiver, but I don't know about the money aspect of it, right? But I would look at it. They got DJ Chark out there who you can bring in for a cup of coffee. Who else? Alan Lazard. I think that you can bring him in for a cup of coffee. And at minimum, you can even still look at Juju Smith-Schuster, But you should go into the draft. You should look at – here's the problem that we have, fam. We don't know what we got out of Sammy Fihoko nor Jalen Tolbert. Those guys could be everything or they can be just what most people think, bust right now. But due to the offensive system that we were in, we don't know what they can do. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
But it'll be DJ Chark. That's what a lot of people are saying in the chat, though.
DJ Chark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But with Mike McCarthy coming in, though, do you think he's going to try – because he's a West Coast offense guy, so you think we're just going to be passing like we were with Kellen Moore, just, not 5-yard curl route, stopping? You think that we just going to be passing the same with a little bit more run?
Curls, hitches are still staple pieces in offenses, but they won't be things that you look at to depend on. In West Coast, you got your drags, your deep overs. So you'll see more of that. You'll see more of tight end concepts, seam routes, posts. So you might see that some smoke, some tunnel screens to get your quarterback comfortable. So you will see all of those things implemented, but we will also look at to what Russell Wilson did it between the year of 2000 and I believe 17 through 2020 of the style and philosophy of run first offense to open up the pass because that's what Brian Schottenheimer did, basically.
Yeah.
That's
all right, Lau, that's all I got for you today, bud.
I appreciate you, man, from the 469. What's your name, fam?
My name is Nick.
Nick, okay.
Yeah. I watch you on YouTube. I'm watching you right now. Yeah, we at work right now, but we just tuned in.
I appreciate you, Nick, man. Thank you so much for calling in, fam. Salute.
I appreciate it, brother. You have a good one.
All right, it's a good call from him. At work, calling me while I'm at work. He at work. I love it. All right, Lokes, man. Come on, man. Talk to me, man, from the 972.
Good afternoon, Law Nation, man. It's Los here. How you doing?
Man, doing well, man. Can't complain.
Hey, it's getting closer to combine and draft season, man. We can't do anything about, last year's NFL, but there can only be one winner, and we got to move on to the next. And hey, at least they ain't those damn Eagles that won it.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So hey. So all I got to say is this. There's no problem picking up a quarterback in the draft. It all depends where you pick him up and the plan of development for the quarterback. Because people forget, Mahomes never touched the field in the NFL his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
He developed the year after what it's seeing what it takes to be successful in the NFL level. And I would say we even looked out with getting Dak because Jerry wanted Paxton Lynch, the only quarterback to be benched in all leagues, Law Nation. Okay? So you got to take that into consideration, all right?
Yeah.
So the scouting and the scouting of the quarterback and the system you put in place makes huge dividends. It doesn't matter if you have Patrick Mahomes, if you have like a Jason Garrett or Kellen Moore playbook with curl routes and running up the middle. You know, you're going nowhere with that. Correct?
Right. True.
So,
True.
My summary is this. I feel Dak, as much as you would believe, can still go back to his strong points, which was never turning the ball over as much, and can improve more with this Kellen and Jason Garrett tree being gone and having a scheme or tempo to fall into. And I feel Mike McCarthy is going to set up plays rather than forcing them and make it more comfortable than Dak.
Right.
And if we do pick up a quarterback, Cowboy Nation, don't expect him this year to be this year's starter or even a second string backup quarterback because it all depends what Cooper Rush market is and what the Cowboys will offer him. So he will either be the third string or, even like a practice squad quarterback. So I feel if I'm picking a quarterback, I got to feel who do I feel comfortable enough that has potential to be in this scheme or can play to our level of what we're trying to run here with the Cowboys, right?
Right.
So my top three quarterbacks I would love to see develop behind Dak, or I feel comfortable that have enough talent that can win a game in the NFL is, you people are saying is Hendon Hooker because, he's 25 years old. He's old. I don't know if he's the oldest quarterback in this draft, but he plays in the SEC level. Like I would even feel comfortable enough taking him in the second round, just because quarterbacks don't grow out of trees, and I feel he has talent enough just to work with. And my last two, and I'll just leave you with this, is Jaron Hall by BYU Cougars and Jack Heine of Fresno State.
Oh, hold on. What's the Fresno State quarterback name now?
Jack Heiner.
I'm going to try to look him up, man, for you. Jack Heiner.
Heiner.
Okay.
Fresno State, and then my second option is Jaron Hall.
Okay,
I feel
Jaron
like
Hall.
because I feel like we are gonna miss on Hooker, but if we can get one of those two guys behind the Cowboys, I think they're gonna be solid enough to win you some games. If worst comes to shove, Dak gets hurt and Cooper Rush is out of here.
Yeah, I got a 6'1", 195 pounds, Jack Heiner. Okay, I'm gonna look up his information, man. 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a QBR of 112. So yeah, that's some good numbers there. I'm gonna look up his tape and do some homework on Jack Heiner. I appreciate you, fam.
And no problem. And did you already know about Jaron Hall?
Yeah. I only saw highlights of Jaron Hall, though. And I liked what I was able to see. Mm-hmm.
There's just one thing I don't like about him, or not. Well, his tape, I feel like he can have more patience in seeing the field more, and that can make huge dividends. But other than that, I feel like those two are solid pickups. But
that's really good solid pickups. Yeah.
You have a great day, and God bless you and your family, man. And keep up the hard work. Hey, you're one of the OGs, and you're so close to 100K, Law. You're getting there.
Man, I appreciate you, man. That's my guy. Yes, indeed. Great call, great observation. Jaron Hall, 34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, QBR 113. Threw for 3,000 yards last season, and he got a good arm, y'all. Some people like Jaron Hall better than Hooker, or got him over the Hooker. I can't say it that way, but they got him over the Hooker. Yeah, they both short. Heiner is short and Jaron Hall, he's 6'1", 205. Well, that's a little bit bigger than 195, right? Oh boy, 195. Shoot, he get hit one time. It's gonna be one of those things. Whereas, he get hit.
He needs some milk.
That joker gonna fold up like a wallet, right? At 195, he needs some milk for real. Law, I can't seem to call in. You are the best. Appreciate you, Quentin Johnson. You know, and I appreciate what you did for TCU, Quentin Johnson, man. Oh, you Johnson though. Oh no. You're not the same Quentin Johnson. Okay, but appreciate you, Quentin. Q. You know, it's time for me to go, man. But there's so many things that we can look at. I'm literally looking at any possibility to get better. Whether it's quarterback, whether it's running back, whether it's wide receiver. Hell, if we can find a Tyreek Hill and Antonio Brown, wide receiver in the later rounds, right? I'm looking. And trust and believe. I know I get painted into a corner. Law just love the players, man, and don't want to win. No, I'm trying to get better, even at running back. But I'm trying to put everything in perspectives, too. And that's just how it goes. Shout out to my guy, Eastside Harold. He's talking about, Tank Dell beats, man. Yeah, he's pretty good, too. Shout out to my guy, Eastside. He said, Law's selling dreams, right? And I'm selling dreams because one day my dreams going to become a reality. You know what I mean? It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. You know, who remember that? Biggie. You know, shout out to Biggie Smalls, right? Biggie Small, he said it was all a dream, you know, so manifesting these dreams and letting these dreams come to reality. Sometimes I'm going to pinch myself and I'm going to wake up in this 1996 or something. I'm going to be like, dang, I saw all of this happening. Jaron Hall, not Karen Hall. Is that a Karen Hall out there too? Jaron. Juicy, you know very well. Superstar, baby. Noah Brown. Appreciate you, Noah Brown. I said Beats. Appreciate you. Jaron Hall looks like that. Yeah, he'll be a smaller version of that, right? Look like the What the F, aka Deadskins, are gonna tag Payne. Them rascals, man. With my snake. We're gonna look for a defensive tackle. That video you did 2 days was right on time. Next on my list is Dalvin Thomason and Chris Wormley. Laugh out loud. I promise you what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen, y'all. Breaking news, the Dallas Cowboys are now picking up Benito Jones. You know, let me pull it up. Let me see who we gonna go get, y'all. I'm about to close it up, so let me see. We going for defensive tackle update. Well, let me just put some salt on this wound right quick. Let me put some salt on this thing. All right, so here's the Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Thomason. Now we ain't gonna. You see, that's too good of us to pick from this list, y'all. Let's go all the way down. There gotta be somebody down here. Yeah, Benito Jones, baby, I'm right. There's a Benito Jones. The Dallas Cowboys gonna pick up Benito Jones. Y'all think I'm laughing, man. Y'all think I'm playing right now. But, you know, it's going to be Benito Jones or somebody like that. Look, I'm typing on this man's name, and it's not even pulling up. That's how far down the list he is right now. Come on, pull up Benito. It's spinning, y'all. While that's pulling up, I'm letting y'all know this is what's going to happen, y'all. Oh, my gosh, man. Quentin Johnson says, I've been trying to start. I need to get your help. Just start with a cell phone first. That's what I did. I started everything with a cell phone, and now I'm here, man. Benito Jones from College, Mississippi, man. You know, we may be cousins, man. He's 25 years of age, 2 years of experiences. Look, they got a contract out. The last contract he had was $695,000, man. So this would be a good pickup for us, man. He seemed to be solid, y'all. Little Benny. Is that who that is, little Betty? Oh my gosh, man. All right, y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all so much, man. Shout out to Benito Jones if he can come over to Dallas, man. That would be the world for me, man. Mississippi, Mississippi blood over here pumping through my body. Y'all know I love the Mississippi boys. Come on, y'all know how this thing goes. On my way out, man, if I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. Y'all know I come from good places. I just want everybody to be successful and win at what they do. Now, there will always be a detractor, and that's why I was trying to tell people, regardless of what beat writer may say or what an influencer may say, a content creator may say, there are a lot of things that I do that goes unseen, the unknown. I try to help out anybody and everyone that I see. We are only here temporarily. We are, right? And I get mad sometimes about a few things, but I don't hold it against you, nor you, nor you. At the end of the day, man, this is what I dream, talking to my people. I grew up in a small town. My brother didn't like the Cowboys. My mama for dog sure didn't like the Cowboys. I don't know how I fell in love with this team, but I've been in love with this team since the 80s. Longer than the Jones family. Right? Do that make me know more than them? No. They know way more than me about this team. They bought the team. Right? Oh, a little later on tonight, Ash Wednesday. It is Ash Wednesday, by the way. Me and Ashley Baker will be live. And I need to circle back with my brother. My brother, he got his mind all warped because the 49ers got to make some type of decision with their quarterback. But I want you guys, regardless, to stay focused, understand that the race is not to the swift nor the battle to the mighty. Just continue to endure, continue to fight. Even when you are down a prize fighter, even continue to swing, knowing, unless you're Nate Robinson, knowing that one punch can knock someone out. Hold on to the ball, don't fumble it. Don't hurt yourself. Don't fumble the opportunity. Keep and continue to fight. Keep your head high, eyes all the way through the finish. But most importantly, write these things down and apply it to your heart. If there's one thing a man should always do, it's mainly to himself be true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by height alone, nor by the sight he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at moderate tone, because raised voices turn hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was brother, our rival brother. How about them Cowboys? The morals of life: live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. They would take a decent man to alter his heart, to seek to rip him apart. Those man no man should call a friend, because they bend those lies around the truth to meet their end. Trev says, you make me want to put on those pads, man. Yes, indeed. You got to be hungry. Law, you're hungry. What kind of hunger are you? My belly touching my back type of hunger. PhD. Law, when did you get that PhD? It's poor, hungry, and determined. And with that mindset and with that type of mentality, nothing on this world or in this world can stop you for achieving your goals, your dreams. Like I said, even Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream, and he was gone at the tender age of 39. Now, I live way beyond 39 years of age, but the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, both at the tender age of 39, still live on. So it's not how old you are, it's not how young you are, but what's in your heart and desire. Matter of fact, let me see if I can squeeze this out just for a few of you all. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, and plan, and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besiege and beset it with the help of Almighty, guess what? You will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Roll those credits. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. Run it up. Come on. Shout out to you and you, David. Hey, right. Come on. He says his dad played quarterback for NC at A&T. He come from a good stock. Thought his dad played for the Cowboys too. Come on. Run it. Shout out to you and you. Come on. Hey.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T-Black, I'm with Rabbit now.
Somebody killed that bird. Peter, don't come after me. Coach Marv, True Believer, Frederick Jameson, Charlie G, Matt Batten, appreciate you. Eastside Harold. Y'all go fix those roads down there in Houston too, by the way. Verde, Mary Long, Philip, Quentin Johnson. It's Wyman 7. Let's go. Down, boy. Got them dogs after me. Come on.
Kinda check a song.
No, that motherfucker don't miss, man. He's good. In the heat of battle,
Shout out to Uncle Charles. Hey. We still them boys, baby. Hey.
I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road
10-4. In and out. Appreciate you. Lately. Wanna run it up.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah. FBI, open up!
Charles Isley. Jay Lombardi and Iceberg Q. Appreciate you. Let's go.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That T.I. and Boosie fight gonna be hard. It gonna go hard. Shout out to T.I., man. But Boosie was spitting some facts. Go check out what Lil Boosie had to say about T.I. Turn me up. And you. Don't let them hit you.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Could I be your player too?
I'll follow.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Lao Tzu says, free from desire you realize the mystery. Caught in desire you see only the manifestation.
That's where the guts went, just dropped them.